This is Charlie Parsons for Boxing Social in association with Empire Fight Store. I am rinsing the Dev Sahni views this week. I was going to get you yesterday as well, but I thought, you know what, press conference, you're busy. Dev, before we talk about very pressing matters, is your birth certificate, does it actually say Dev?
So you're asking what Dev's short for?
Yes.
But whenever anyone asks me what Dev's short for, I say, well, both my parents are short, so that's why I'm short. Hey, Parsons?
Oh
my God. That's a good joke. That is a good joke. But no, short for Dev Preet. So, and do you want the translation of Dev?
I would like the translation.
Let me translate that. Let me break it down for you. You know what Dev means? God. You know what Preet means? Love. What does that make me? The God of Love, Charlie Parsons. I'm the God of Love. How about it?
So just from now on, does this mean like romance advice, anything I need, I can go for you for advice? If you're the God of Love, can you provide in that aspect of life as well, or is it just boxing love?
You can ask me anything, Charlie Parsons. I feel I could be a bit of a guiding hand for you and help you on certain things, but I also think that you can make your own way. I think you're smashing it so far, but always happy to help.
What a man, Dev Sahni. Look, we have spoke about Beterbiev Yarde on more serious issues, not that we are often serious together. I'm going to get a final prediction. We saw the face-off. I was actually not surprised with Beterbiev, but he sort of huddled down there and there was a team around him and he drank a lot of fluid. Maybe, and it's never going to be easy at the weight, but maybe showing a little bit.
Maybe it's not been easy making the weight. We saw a couple of fights ago against Marcus Brown. He in fact missed the weight the first time. I thought maybe that had happened this time, but he did make it. It can't have been easy trying to do his routine away from home, adjusting to the time, adjusting to the food. It can't be easy, that kind of thing. But he did make the weight. He got as much fluid down him as quickly as possible, as often fighters do, and then he ran off. And I don't think any media got to speak to him.
No handshake as well?
Sorry?
No handshake between the pairs?
Oh, was there not? I missed that. I was off to the side. So no handshake. Well, there'll be no handshakes tomorrow night, I'll tell you that. But no, he went off very quickly. He's clearly got in mind what he needs to do between now and fight night. He wasn't interested in doing any more talking. He hasn't been interested in doing any talking at all this week, as I found out quite to my detriment yesterday. But look, I'm so hyped for this fight. I'm looking forward to this fight. As I've said in a couple of interviews, Parsons, there's so much rubbish going on right now in boxing, and we need a reminder. Boxing needs a reminder as to what this sport is about. This is the best sport in the world. You've got a unified, unbeaten world light heavyweight champion coming to this country, defending his titles against our very own Anthony Yarde. Get behind him. Watch this.
You're actually really good at what you do, Dev. You can sell things very well. I mean that seriously. It's actually that is a skill in itself. So I commend you on that.
I just feel it. You know, when you feel it, it just comes out. And I'm so excited about this fight. I've been so hyped about it for a long time, and it's beautiful. I love this sport. I love this fight, and I can't wait.
Just a quick one. What happens tomorrow night when that first bell rings and these go toe-to-toe for the unified light heavyweight championship of the world?
It's just as I told you earlier this week, Charlie Parsons. It is time. Everything is timing. This has been the mantra with Team Yarde for many a year now, and that mantra has led up to this very point. Anthony Yarde will approach this fight fearlessly, and Anthony Yarde will get the job done. I believe within the first half of the fight, we will have a new unified world light heavyweight champion, and his name's Anthony Yarde.
I bloody hope so. Dev, let me ask you, we have just had a very big fight announced, and I will address it first before people say they don't care. We don't want to see crossover, whatever they may say. We want to see this fight. I don't care. I think my mum will watch this fight. Everyone wants to watch this fight. Jake Paul, Tommy Fury is on.
I thought you were talking about the Nathan Heaney-Jack Flatley rematch, which is coming up March 20th.
She wants to watch that as well.
She should get along to that, because there's also Andrew Kane against Baluta. What a couple of absolute nutters. That's a very good fight. But on Jake Paul, Tommy Fury, I'm glad we're here. Let's do it. And there's all this. I think we need to make sure that this doesn't get confused with the misfit stuff, confused with the crossover stuff. I think Jake Paul now, a man who trains 3 times a day, Tommy Fury, a man who trains several times a day as well, they have they're boxers. At this point, they are fighters. They are professional athletes. So let's treat them as such. I don't know how many of these misfits are training 3 times a day. I don't know. But this is a proper fight between an unbeaten novice boxer and someone who's come to boxing very late in Jake Paul, who looks like he can punch a bit, looks like he can fight a bit, and looks like a very quick learner. I'm very intrigued about this fight, and there's so much pressure on Tommy Fury. I'd hate to be him.
There's an obscene amount of pressure, by the way. Like, this is like, if you lose, you ain't ever hearing the end of it.
You've heard Tyson say if he loses, he's got to stay in Saudi Arabia. You've heard John say he's going to lock the doors. He's not going to get back in the house. I'm sure Molly May will still allow him back into his actual house, but maybe he's not allowed into John Fury's house. I don't know, but so much pressure, mate. I would hate to be Tommy heading into this, but he believes he wins. He has long believed he'll win. He believes he'll be a world champion. His unwavering self-belief and everything, the blood flowing through his veins, should see him win against Jake Paul.
How does Tommy Fury do it? And I'm not saying he doesn't do it. We look at the fight and we think... In fact, I'm going to ask you, Deb, do we know the contracted weight it's signed for?
I actually don't know. I missed when the announcement happened, so I don't know if it came out as part of the announcement or we should be able to find out very soon anyway. But how does Tommy Fury beat Jake Paul? Like, it feels like such a strange question to ask, because how does this professional boxer beat this person who has only just started boxing? And the answer is, it should be in his blood. He should know what he's doing in there. He's long said that the fighters that he's beaten, the journeyman that he's beaten, would beat Jake Paul. Let's find out if that is the case. He's talked up his confidence heading into this fight. And look, he should get it done. He absolutely should get it done. I believe he will get it done.
Do you believe the loser in this fight calls it a day? Or... I went this back and forth with Eddie, and Eddie said a loss here, they have to call it a day to either fighter. But I feel, maybe not so much for Tommy, but if Jake loses, the KSI fight's sort of always there.
Let's start with Tommy. Tommy loses, he's finished. He's finished. We've said it there, John won't let him back in, and he will struggle to leave the house, to be honest, if he loses this after everything that's happened. So there's so much pressure on him for this. So losing for him is unfathomable. Losing for Jake Paul, because he's talked himself up as well. He said that he'll knock out Tommy Fury, no problem. What would Jake Paul do next? Would the KSI fight be as big? No, because the bubble's burst at that point. His bubble right now is wow, like there's so much intrigue around him. If he ends a fight, sort of face down on the canvas, the intrigue disappears. So you lose, you pack it in for me.
Man like Dev Sahni, we look forward to tomorrow night. Bombs away between Beterbiev and Yarde. Final message?
Final message, look, there's 2 gentlemen behind me who are going to give you a final message tomorrow night. Yeah, well, I mean, let's get him in. If we can get him in shot. Look,
I'm going to point your fingers towards where
look at that. Look at that. Look, I'll do a bit of chat, right? But these guys let their fists do the talking, and they will do exactly that tomorrow. Good. 7 o'clock, BT Sport. Do not miss it.
Dev, what a man.